Welcome, one and all, young and old, male and female, whatever else is there. Welcome to Spaghetti Junction Podcast. Welcome. My name is Gareth.
My name is Bruce.
Yeah, we like to talk about things. We just have no idea sometimes where they're going to go.
No,
Before we get into this interesting topic, obviously, which is like big right now, which is the whole USA elections. That's a whole But our major question is my question is how the hell did Donald Trump win? But I'm sure you've got other questions. I got my tickets transferred to me just now for my Coldplay concert. So
that's brilliant.
Next week.
When will that be? Next week, eh?
Yeah, next week.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm stoked, man. I'm like really excited because I couldn't find a ticket. Then I went on a really good ticket sale / buy site. But if anybody wants to know what it is, it's called Tixel, Tixel.com. I've done all my stuff through them, and they're really, really good. And they also a cap on prices as well, so you can't be scalped, if that makes sense.
This is a site that people can sell their tickets if they're not going to go to the concert.
Buy and sell, exactly.
Right. So private sales.
Well, no, yeah, but it goes through Tixel, so it's not
right.
So it still has to go through them. So you're guaranteed to get your money, and you're guaranteed to get your ticket. That's why they're really good.
You told me that was the site, I think, only once the the day of the concert or something, your money gets released and then the ticket gets released at the same time.
Before. Okay. So the only way that the person will get the money is if so they hold onto my cash, for example, for me, and then they hold onto the ticket with her. She transferred the ticket to me, I think it was yesterday. As soon as I click accept ticket, that ticket then gets removed from her system, redone up on my name, and the money goes into her account.
Brilliant system. Wow.
Yeah. So it's very, very safe. It's very, very safe. Yeah. That's so great. I'm excited because I didn't book. I wasn't sure if I could get to it, if I had enough money, blah, blah, blah. When they first came out, and when the tickets went on sale, and then it just went ballistic, and the only ones left were like 500, 600, 700 tickets, $700 tickets. I'm like, nah.
Yo.
And people spend that kind of money. It's crazy. Sorry, I'll get to remind me that I'm going to talk about an expensive ticket. And then so I hadn't booked. And then it was getting really close, and things were sold out. So I went onto Tixel's. I went onto Tixel, and I just happened to find one. I mean, there were a few, but they were not that great. And I found one really good ticket. I was like, "Yep, I'm going to do it." So I'm going.
That's brilliant. What's your sort of seating position in the venue?
I was going to say it's normally with my butt and my legs down, but that's the normal position when you sit down.
Shut up.
Sorry. It's basically overlooking, so it's like almost central, but on one of the aisles, which is quite nice, so you don't have to squeeze through with everybody. And it's
okay. So all right, so you're down on the main floor.
Don't get excited, but no, that's where you stand. I'm not standing. You asked me where I was sitting. All right.
Okay. All right.
No, down the bottom is where you stand. So there's the elevation. So
right.
I can't show you on the screen, but basically there's a flat screen. There's the floor, and then you go up a level, and that's where the seats begin to go move all the way up to the back. I'm near the front of those seats.
Okay, nice.
Ish.
Lekker.
Yeah, and I have no idea who the heck the other artists are. I've never heard of them before, so I'm not like
opening
excited
acts,
about
right.
opening acts. Yeah, I don't know who the hell they are. Not that they care. So yeah, but I will still go early-ish. The gates open at 5. It only gets darker about 8, 9 o'clock. So I'd imagine that all the pre-show, the opening acts are going to be going from about 6 till about 8, and then be quiet, and then I'll go. Because if I go too late, the traffic and oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible. So I'm just going to have to sit there in anticipation for a few hours. I'm sure it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Is there more than one opening act?
2, yeah.
Is it 2? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like, I'll tell you actually, because I haven't heard of them. Who is opening?
I might have.
No, trust me.
Really?
No, because if you think about it, Coldplay are pop, dude.
Yeah.
Pop rock.
So I wouldn't.
If you know these people, I will be more than amazed. I will be 100% shocked. So
I have amazed you in the past, So let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
No, trust me. Okay, first person, Emmanuel Kelly.
Oh, I love him.
This one you will definitely know. Ayra Starr.
Oh,
great.
I get emotional when I hear her music. She touches something deep in my soul, and I can't get enough of her. I comment on all her Instagram photos. I have no idea who those people are.
And the last one is hip hop artist Shone or Shoney or what the frick they call it, Shone.
Oh, so there's 3. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not excited because I don't know who it doesn't. I mean, it's like.
No, you never know.
No, I do know. No, I'll never know. I do know. I don't know them.
Okay. Well, you never know. You might enjoy them.
You know what, Bruce? I never know that you never know that I will never know. You're right, Bruce.
All I know is that you're a hell of a lot more open-minded when it comes to pop than I am. So you you're a little bit more accepting. So
accepting. No, I just listen. I wouldn't say accepting. That's not probably right. It's just
you listen to more than I do.
I listen to and and I enjoy more of it than you do. So what I was going to mention about the expensive ticket. So there is. So the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fights is still happening somehow.
Coming, eh? Yeah.
Yep. There's no wheelchairs involved. It seems to be all healthy and ready to go. That's on the November the 15th. Live on Netflix, which is crazy.
They've been doing a Netflix documentary about this whole.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes, no, it's a big thing for Netflix. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm going to tell you Tyson Paul fight. Here we go. Right. So, I will tell you the most expensive seat for this fight is $2 million. So here it is. This is what you get for your $2 million. Okay.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Right. So you are going to get a 10-ticket MVP owner's experience that will seat 2 people in a private suite less than 6 feet from the action. So basically right by the ring. The ringside apron suite at among the other perks are a pre-fight locker visit with Tyson and Paul. A chance to be on stage during the weigh-in. It says a chance, not like you're guaranteed.
Not guaranteed.
It's a chance, which means you're not going to get it. A chance. Like, how do they work out who gets it?
Sorry, guys. At the last minute, I'm sorry. We can't allow other people.
This is what they told everybody. Yeah. Autographed gloves from both boxers. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Not the Jake Paul ones, but the Mike Tyson ones are big. So Mike Tyson gloves could probably get you a few $100,000 easily. So I guess you can try and make up your money. But Jake Paul gloves, unless he becomes a world champion, they're not really going to make them. It's whatever. And personal concierge and security detail during the week. In addition, there's more, to the ringside apron suite. The package also includes 4 seats in each of the first 2 rows of the 80,000 seat venue that is home to the NFL Dallas Cowboys. Tickets, crazy, isn't it? But now it's not selling out as fast. So ticket sites, some prices are going down to $37.
Okay.
So, it's not sold out yet, but I would imagine at $37, it'll probably get almost sold out. That's what happens with.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying the cheap ones.
Yeah.
But there are people who will fork out $2 million because they literally have nothing else to do with their money.
Yeah.
I mean,
$2 million. Sorry, man.
No, go.
I'm saying $2 million for a ticket. I think Taylor Swift's got a long way to go before she can charge something like that for a ticket.
Yeah,
but she's expensive, but she's not. She's expensive, but she's not Mike Tyson expensive.
I mean, I would imagine if you're like a multi-millionaire, and you make a few $100,000 each week or so on your what's it called, your investments. 2 million, for one night of fun.
Drop that easily.
Why not? Sad, isn't it?
Why not?
Very sad. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, which reminds me of now this guy you will know, even though you don't really like his music, and I don't really listen to his stuff. Anyways, Travis Scott. Travis Scott. He actually came to New Zealand a few days ago. And they hadn't managed to sell all of the tickets. So literally the night before, tickets dropped down to like $50, $60 a ticket, where you would sit next to somebody who had probably spent about $180, $200. Just so they could sell out the whole of Eden Park.
Ouch.
Wow, that was quite funny. Yeah. And it was only on for 1 hour. With a DJ, and that was it.
Oh my
word. And literally 30 minutes later, he was at the Auckland airport and flew out.
Yeah.
That shows a lot of passion, isn't it? Oh, no. So that's why I would never go to like a pop, hip-hop stuff, because invariably they don't use a full band. And I want to have a full band experience.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So anyways, that's the fantastic news of tickets and live shows and all that kind of stuff.
Cool. I'm glad you're going to get there.
Oh, I'm stoked, dude. And as I told you last time, I think Metallica is completely sold out. And the reason why they're only doing one show in the whole country. So obviously Metallica fans throughout the country have all jumped on the bandwagon. So I don't know why they're only doing one, because they would definitely sell out multiple concerts, but I guess because New Zealand's the smaller one and they can make a lot, they can do a lot more concerts in Australia, so it's it's a one-stop stop. So we are a little country, right? We're just right at the bottom there. We don't have as much of a draw card because a lot of the biggest stadium in the country is Eden Park, which is in Auckland. Right. Okay. It has zoning rules that doesn't allow that it only allows that the council only allows a certain amount of concerts per year. So if they reach their quota, no matter who comes across, will not be able to play at Eden Park.
Yeah, so that sucks.
But there are places like Mount Smart, which is where I saw the Foo Fighters. So it didn't have to be at Eden Park. The big concerts like Pink and Coldplay and the Metallica, the ones that are a little bit less draw card, or not less, but not as big a fan base coming through, like a Foo Fighters. Then, so Yeah, there are definitely live shows the whole year. It just won't always be as big as the only Eden Park shows are when they know that they can draw in hundreds of thousands of people every single concert. And it's only been this year. It's only really been Pink and Coldplay. Travis Scott, well, they dropped his tickets prices, so and next year is Metallica. Oh, and Luke Combs as well next year.
Oh, I'm loving that guy at the moment.
Really? I've listened to some of his stuff. They just seem to be there's like no like I can't explain how I feel about it. He's good, but a lot of his are like slower.
Yes, he is.
Slower,
he is that sort of
kind
slower
songs
country.
And no like, and then I'm like, I mean, I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but especially with his newer album, a lot of it is the slower stuff. And I'm like, I want to freaking jam to it and like get into it. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going anyway. So
cool. So you need to. I'll send you a link unless I have already. He's got a song called "Where the Wild Things Are."
Oh, you mentioned it to me. I haven't listened to that. I don't think I've listened to it.
It's that song just kills me. I'm trying to work on it for my solo repertoire because it's just it's so good.
Really?
Good? I just love it. It's just a very cool song. It's nothing. It's not a very up tempo. It's more a sort of a mid. It's not exactly a ballad, but it's not full on energy. It's just one of those nice middle songs. So anyway, but he's good. I like him.
Nice. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
That's as a lot of the time when we talk about anything to do with music, it takes 15 minutes.
Yes,
so
definitely.
You're welcome. So if you don't have that by now, then you probably haven't been watching us for a while. So
yeah.
All right. American elections. How the finish did Donald Trump win? That is my ultimate question. I can see some reasons I wasn't overly surprised that he won. I was surprised like crap, like to the level that it was. I was to his background and what he's been saying and what he's been going, and I still expected. I expected a very, very tight race.
Yeah, and which it was.
Which it was. I was doubting Harris a bit, so it was a hard one to call. I don't think anyone could really call it. Yeah, it was so close. But I am kind of surprised that the country went with a Donald Trump character. That surprised me. Yeah. But that just speaks, unfortunately, and it's not a horrible thing to the country, but it speaks about so that the people in the country are at a point where they just see Donald Trump as the better option no matter what, or they are sold out to him, to his raucous circus acts that he always does that seems to draw in people and stuff. So it just makes you wonder, or it makes you think about the American population in general, but especially the ones who chose Trump. Like, I don't understand.
I think considering everything that's happened to the country while the Democrats have been in power, people just have had it with a lot of things that the Democratic government put in place. And how a lot of those sort of so-called blue states or the Democratic states have not done too well with all these policies and stuff. You look at the state of California, look at the state of a lot of these other states. I think people see them as the party that have sort of destroyed America, kind of thing. And they see a Republican government, conservative government, bringing it back to original American ideals. A land of opportunity, a land of equality of opportunity more than equality of outcome, where anyone can actually, if they work hard, they can make it happen, rather than a policy of like, let's just give everyone a participation trophy, which is what the Democrats really wanted to do, and that's not going to do. America was founded on capitalism, and when done in the right way, capitalism can be a very good thing. It's what has built the world, basically. And a lot of people, I think, like Trump because he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He's a lion of industry. He really is.
Well, he was until you begin to see all of his amount that he still owes and the companies that have fallen apart. So yes, but there's also a history of some businesses not working out, and he still owes quite a bit of money. So Granted. Yes to a point. Yes to a point.
I think coming from the business world, though, he does look. Obviously, there are a lot of politics involved in high level business, which is what he's got a lot of experience in. What I enjoyed about him was the fact that he would not use the typical sort of political speak that you got from the Democrats in a lot of the speeches and that kind of thing. The fact that he went on Joe Rogan for 3 hours and just had a conversation where Kamala Harris wouldn't have lasted 20 minutes, like I said to you in my message.
I think it would have gone way more further than 20 minutes, though. I think that's a bit unfair.
I don't know, man. When I watched her speak, I listened to her speak, and I just went, "What are you saying? I can't. Like, you're saying all these words, but you're not. I'm hearing all these words, but I'm not hearing you say anything." Yeah. So that was my thing. Where
that's your view. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and there was just, for me, there's just a little bit of a realness, because he's not coming from a political background. But look, let's go
back to it though. When he has come from 4 years of being a
president.
Yes,
he was. Yes.
And 4 years of running a political race that he lost, and another 4 years of growing into this next role. So
okay, well now, okay, so I mean, when he started,
when he started, but where he is in this election, in this race, he was a different person.
Yeah, no, you're right. So when he ran for his first time, he nailed the presidency without a political background. That's I mean, scary. To do that's pretty crazy. And what's mental is he's only the second president in the history of the country to come back for a second term after 4 years of not being there. The other guy was
it was
Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland in 1880. 1885 to 1889, and then 1893 he came back.
Yeah.
So that, and you were saying how CNN talks about this being a historical comeback. Like, yeah, definitely. So, but you know what? He's got a lot on his plate now. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him and see if he sort of stands up and does everything that he wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean,
so we're going to watch him.
The election finished. He had 295. He had 295 and she had a 226. So yeah, it got to a point where it was just, where he pretty much was clear. Now, here's what the CNN side of things, and just in general, I agree with them. It's a comeback, possibly one of the biggest comebacks in political history.
Absolutely.
It's crazy from where he was. He was down in the polls. Now this was obviously when Biden was in and when Biden was running. Trump was a lot lower in the polls. He had rhetoric that was losing him, attention, like possible votes. And he got to a point where he flipped it, and he actually won the presidency. Now, what I'm I'm finding entertaining, what I'm not, is all the talk show, the night talk show hosts. It's Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel,
those guys.
Tonight Show with Jon Stewart. I respect him a lot, actually. John Oliver, who had been pretty much anti-Trump forever. The first episode back was it wasn't a downer, but it was like, I think Colbert, came out and went, fuck. That was like all he said right at the beginning. Because now it's 4 years with this person. I mean, it's not that he's going to be like there for another week or two. You have to brace yourself, if you like him or not. Obviously, if you're not a fan of him, he's not going anywhere for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's to me, it's like almost knowing that the next 4 years is going to be, let's just say, some form of a drought. It's not going to last for a week. Last 2 weeks, which you can like get yourself ready for the next few months. It's going to be there for a year. So how are you going to be actually preparing yourself to get through the next 4 years of the drought? For example, the drought, whatever it is, I would call it a circus. I would call it a non-stop circus. So you may hate clowns, but there's going to be one for the next 4 years, and you've just got to deal with it and learn how to adjust and learn. Even if you don't like circuses or clowns, you're going to be living in a circus for the next 4 years. So how do you adapt to that? You may not accept it, you may not want it, but it's not going to change the fact that the circus is going to be there for 4 years. The big top is up and running, and it's not going anywhere. The big top is pretty much next to the Statue of Liberty, right next to her, on the ground next to her. And that's not going to be moving for the next 4 years. That's how I see it. I see it as the circus top. And he's the ringmaster / the clown. And if you like it or not, there will be a circus tent right next to the Statue of Liberty for the next 4 years.
Well, I think from the last 4 years, that's what a lot of Americans have felt about this previous government.
No, not that. Not as bad. No. Well, you cannot draw equations. So. No.
We'll see.
No, we'll see. No, let me give my view quickly, and then you can bring in your view. I don't think so. I think some people, yes, I think a lot of people were dissatisfied with him, with Joe Biden. Absolutely. Yeah. But this is a different kettle of fish. This is Donald Trump. This is not even in the same. So yes, a lot of people are always dissatisfied with certain parties, certain presidents. Absolutely, they were. A lot of people were. But there's being dissatisfied, and then there's being like, you're more than dissatisfied. It's like going past being dissatisfied. It's going, what the hell? I'm not even dissatisfied. I'm more confused, and I don't know how to. So yes, I mean, some might call it a circus, but it's got that might even call it circus. This is like a Las Vegas circus, dude. There's circuses like
circus.
There's a circus, for example, like Ringel Brothers, and then there's the Barnum and Bailey. So obviously, so yes, there was a circus going. Absolutely, I think in America there are circuses going in power all the time. But this is an elevation of the circus that people are going to be either enjoying or just trying to accept it. I think the big thing, and I've really sorry, I'll let you go. Good talk. Is that Kamala Harris, with her, when she did her speech, after she basically didn't do her speech that night, she did it, the next day. And she was saying, I won't get it word for word, but basically her whole speech was about that we may not agree with this, but as Americans, we need to accept it. We need to, where was she going? That we basically need to be part of the positivity and part of the growth of the country and part of the, so that was very positive. It wasn't like, well, guys, this sucks. And 4 years buried in the hatches. It's going to be a wild ride. It was good, which he was basically saying, you know what? It does suck. It's not what we wanted, but this has happened. But let's come together as a country and make it work out, no matter from what side you're from, which I thought was pretty good.
Well, yeah. A lot of people were quite upset that she didn't come out on the night. A lot of people were waiting for her to do a speech that night, which she didn't do. And a lot of people
they were told though that she wasn't going to be there. They were warned in advance.
It didn't seem like that to me. It seemed like they were all waiting in anticipation at that.
Okay. Well, from what I was reading, they were waiting, but they were told, by the way, she's not going to be here. So it doesn't matter. The point being, look, I would probably struggle if I've just run a race to be the president and it felt guaranteed, and then someone else of his stature takes me down. I might actually just need to breathe and not react out of my feelings that I'm feeling at that point. So I personally think that was probably the right choice, to clear your head first, sit down, think, okay, how am I going to bring up, because what she was thinking for her speech would be an, acceptance speech, a powerful, rousing,
not a concession speech.
And not a concession speech at all. I think that she had a concession speech there, but I think that she was so more focused and felt it was going to probably, and invested into her winning, that she put a lot of it into her acceptance speech, where the speech actually was not that way. So I don't think she could have done a proper speech after that bombshell.
Well, at least she came out and did say something at least.
Well, you have to, obviously.
So
and unlike last elections, this was a smooth passing over of power. It was a smooth transfer of power. There were no issues like what happened with Trump, which also blows my mind that he can have an insurrection, and still people will take him on and accept him to be their president.
Yeah. Well, no, it's basically down to seeing if he is going to live up to what he wants to do. Cut taxes.
It's what you can say is to what you're going to do. Absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, he's got the war between Israel and Russia and Ukraine to deal with. He's got the war in between Israel and Gaza to deal with. There's a lot that he's now taking on, and
absolutely.
Those are some of the huge issues that he's going to have to take on, head first. And then also, he's got a whole policy of his thoughts of putting America first again. Well, okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to do that? And so the world's going to watch. The world's watching him. He's very aware of that. So let's see what happens. We've got like you said, we've got 4 years of watching what this does and how it's going to affect countries globally. Always one of my favorite sayings is that America coughs and the rest of the world gets a cold. So it's gonna affect even small countries like South Africa. It's going to affect in a certain way. Not massively, but we are going to feel the ripple effects depending on policies that he changes or things that he does because of South Africa's alignments with certain countries that don't ally with America. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what New Zealand's
I don't think it's going to make
alignments are
at all. I don't
probably
think
not
any form of not a major impact at all, dude. We're a little country.
Yeah.
We actually don't.
I mean,
really...
also South Africa's super small as well. But I can see its effect. It's going to affect us in
it's a lot
ways.
larger than New Zealand.
Actually, you're right.
And I think that there's more of an impact. I think business wise and investment wise in Africa is big from America. So that's where I think it'll definitely be felt. Not to say that there won't be any form of ripple in New Zealand, but we're not really linked massively to anything American. Like, I don't think it's going to be a huge impact, basically.
Yeah.
It'll just be merely, entertainment.
New Zealand's on the outside looking in going,
pretty much.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to the circus.
Sell tickets.
Yeah.
I'll sell them on what's your tickets? What's that ticket service of yours that you bought? Ticklets? What?
Tixel. Tixel.
Tixel. There we
go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Something. So the other thing I wanted to just chat about was which you hadn't done anything was Trump's vice president.
Oh yeah. To bring him.
Yeah, this guy by the name of J.D. Vance. He's a senator of Ohio, and he is the second youngest vice president in history. He's only 40.
Which is funny because Donald Trump is I think he's now the oldest.
78. Yeah.
No, he's in his. Yeah, so I don't know what age Biden was. But
Biden's 84. Biden's my dad's age.
Holy shit. Okay.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, let's move on from that. That's crazy.
Yes,
that's probably a reason why he hasn't come this far. But carry on.
So JD Vance comes across as he's obviously being younger. He comes across as really level-headed, and in a lot of ways quite presidential. And if he takes over, he there's always a chance that the vice president can take over from the actual president, and he might be quite a good presidential candidate in the future. I can see why Trump chose him. He also went on Joe Rogan, had a great conversation with him. Very cool, down to earth guy, but very conservative, traditional values, all of that kind of thing. So, but I like him. He's cool. The only one younger than him was Breckinridge back in, what is it, 1857. He was only 36.
I was about to say, I have no idea who he is, and that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I think as much as we watch what Trump is sort of doing over the next 4 years, I think it'll be a good idea to keep an eye on JD Vance, just for the fact that he's the VP. You just never know, So don't discount the vice president in these things. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But just getting back to the voting results. The numbers, those numbers that you mentioned, the 295 to 226. So those were the electoral votes. Those were from this electoral committee that is in Congress. That seemed to.
Sorry. So if people don't know there's a certain amount of votes / points which you can get from every area which you win, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So the electoral votes that's a committee though of 538 people within Congress. And then they vote within Congress, and then those votes are then added then to, and then it's sort of like a compromise. That's what I read between the along with the normal general public voting. And the general public voting was definitely a lot closer to the electoral votes, because we stopped. Trump got 73 million, as opposed to Harris getting 69 million. So that's why we're saying that this election was actually very close. It wasn't a whitewash. It wasn't a landslide. It seemed like there was a much bigger difference within the electoral committee than there was with the general public. So yeah, it was a close one. It was edge of your seat, eh? So
until he began to win all of that. So yeah, I think it was close to a point, but the fact that he got 295 votes out of, and he reached his 270, I think even before she had broken 210 or 215 kind of thing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some of the things that the Democrats did, Harris also, she kind of shot herself in the foot a couple of times with certain things that she had. That when a lot of people from, like, especially people of color and whatever, started feeling very alienated, very condescended to from the stuff that she had said, and that it sort of pushed a lot of those people away and moved them over to voting for Trump instead. Barack Obama didn't do her any favors.
You don't think so? I think
he came out.
Why would you say that?
He basically came out. There was one speech where he was essentially scolding black men for not voting for her. Okay. And that it completely shot them in the foot completely. He just alienated. There were so many people online going, like black people online going, Barack Obama, how dare you come to tell me and scold me for not voting the way you want me to vote? They were angry, bro.
Yeah.
Angry as hell. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then also, with the fact of,
we are wrapping up. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and just with the fact that also where Trump made an effort to go on some of the most well-known podcasts on YouTube, which would be such an important thing to do, because podcasts are now some of the media that people follow more than mainstream media. It would be a big deal. It was such a big deal for him to go on Joe Rogan.
But also, what was good for him, for Trump, though, is that Rogan loves Trump. He supports him. He was a complete fan of him. So obviously, the interview, the podcast, would have been different if he wasn't biased to one side or the other. This is my view. So it was easier to have a conversation with Rogan because they both relate, and he likes Trump, and Trump loves it when somebody else who's talking with him loves him. It just makes his day.
The thing is that Joe Rogan wanted Kamala Harris to come on, and she didn't want to either. And that surprised me, and that told me a lot about Kamala Harris. I'm like,
are you sure she didn't want to go on?
She and then she had a whole bunch of rules, like, oh no, I must only come on for an hour, and Joe Rogan needs to come out to meet me. I'm not going to go to his studio. And she had all these rules. She said all these rules are like, no, if I'm going to do Joe Rogan, this is what I want, and this is how it's going to happen. Trump is like, screw you, man. Let's go chat for 3 hours, whatever, which I thought was, and then she decides to go on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and results the Call Her Daddy podcast with some chick.
Yeah, it's a dodgy podcast,
and she, all they do is just talk about how girls can just go out and be wild, and she doesn't, and then it results in the Call Her Daddy podcast taking down that entire interview because of the amount of complaints that they got. They didn't even air the full video. There's like a 20-minute clip of I don't know how long, because they were like, how the hell can you have this woman on your podcast? What the hell is wrong with you? So that told me a lot about Kamala Harris.
I'm confused.
So,
sorry, how does I don't understand what the issue was.
No,
maybe I'm not getting you.
Maybe she just a lot of the fans of that podcast obviously were not very happy about them talking to Kamala Harris, and they ended up just taking it down.
Yeah, they bowed their knee. So it's got nothing to do with Kamala Harris. The people who listen to the podcast, the people who made the podcast bowed their knees to their to the people who watched it. So, and I can guarantee you, Joe Rogan has a crap load of people, millions, who watch his stuff who don't like Trump. They didn't complain about it. They were okay. It happens. Let's move on. So that is totally that's just cringy. That's just they're there for social media likes and hugs, and actually not for the real thing.
Yeah, well, she didn't. I mean, even in the clip that I watched, she didn't talk about anything regarding policy, about
it was a clip,
what she's going to do.
Yeah, but it was a clip. It was a clip.
But I don't think
anything from a clip, though. And the fact that they pulled it down for a longer conversation. Sorry, we need to wrap this up. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours. But carry on. Sorry, that's my view on that one. I don't think it's as cut and dry as you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, wrap it up, buddy.
Well,
wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We've got 4 years of this dude, so let's see what he does. The proof will be in the behavior and what he does, and if he is able to bring conflicts to a resolution, bring down taxes and inflation in America, those real hard issues, and let's see what he does.
Yeah, I mean, one of his major pushes was the whole immigration thing, and I think people are, I mean, not immigration, yes, the illegal immigrants, basically.
Definitely.
I still, even after he said that people who are coming across the border, specifically from Mexico, are rapists and killers and murderers, somehow people went, he was probably just kidding. We'll vote for him. Some non-out brains out there. Anyways, that's the story. I have a bunch of reasons why I think she lost and why I think he won, and where things could have gone better. Doesn't matter. We'll be here all day. There we go, Bruce.
Cool. We can check more about this. It's a topic we can come back to sometime.
Oh, forever, dude.
Give him 6 months, and then we'll come back and revisit it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. Well, this has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell.
Boom.
And we will catch you guys in the next one.
We will indeed. Have a good one, people. That is unless America has imploded and the world has fallen apart. But we should be okay. See you next week, guys.